let's make a YouTube video. Exciting moment here. Go ahead, Tootie. Get you a spot there. Dry it off real good. Got ourselves our first national park visit with the vehicle. Tootie's gonna go ahead and make it official.
That's straight.
Looks pretty straight to me.
Is it?
It's too late now. There it is. We just have to fill up the glass with more stickers, and as we conquer more parks and more outdoor adventures with the Bronco Sport, you'll get better at placing the stickers on there more straight. We are at Shenandoah National Park. We got a cool video with the Bronco Sport for you today, but it's hot and humid out here. I'm kind of thirsty, so I think before we get started, I'm gonna have to crack me a nice cherry soda. So today's video is really cool with the Bronco Sport. I want to show you guys something that I haven't had the ability to do yet, but now we do. It's going to be the trail control function on the Bronco Sport. There's a little button by the GOAT modes right here, and that is the trail control function. So if you hit that right now, it tells you trail control enabled. Use set button to set speed. Set button is right here. So we're going to go ahead and set it. And you can see the little green up there. I'm going to set it to 10 miles per hour, let off the brake, and check it out. We go. So it's like cruise control at low speeds. We got a little bit of a mountainous terrain here. I'm going to try to show it on camera the best we can. But there's one steep hill already that we're coming to. And as it goes downhill, it automatically brakes for you. I'm not touching the gas pedal. I'm not touching the brake. It's just gonna keep me right where I need to be. We got a little bit of a rocky terrain here. And this road is about a mile long. And as you can tell, it just keeps me, you know, just under 10 miles an hour. I notice when you're going downhill and it's doing this automatic braking for you, it kind of keeps you a mile or two under what you set it. So I have it set at 10, but hopefully the GoPro's picking up good footage here attached to the door. And I'll try to show the road from the camera here as well in the cabin. And then if you hit the brake, because like say you're coming up to something, you know, oh my God, there's a rock, and then you want to brake farther. If you hit the brakes and slow down even more, you'll notice that the cruise control slows down for you. And then when you let off the brake, it stays there. So right now I'm off the brake, and now it's set at 3. And if I want to go faster, I got to go up, back to 10. And it'll do that. So that's a pretty cool little feature. And then if you want to go slower, you can go down, and I can go down to about 6 here. So that's pretty cool. And then I can set it back up to 10 miles per hour. And as you can see there, we are driving. Now this section of road here is pretty non-impressive as far as hill climbing and trail type stuff is concerned. But we'll continue down the mountain, traversing some bumps here and there. Now we're coming up to another hill. I'm gonna go ahead and lower it down to about 7. And then this is rocky. I'm gonna go outside the door so you can see good. Or actually, you know what I'll do? I'll go up through the frickin' sunroof. We'll just go up like this, and I'll show you some footage. You might not be able to hear me, but just enjoy. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but we got a little bit of a grade here. My camera, the good camera that you're seeing footage on, is on a gimbal, and the GoPro has built-in image stabilization, so it might not seem as rocky as it is. Not to say that it is super rocky, but it's definitely got a little bit of humpity bumpity in it. So I don't like how slow I'm going, so let me go up, up, up. Set it to 10 miles an hour. So now it lets me go a little bit faster. There's like one or two more sections that are pretty worth filming here, so let's get up to that section. All right, so it's getting steep down here. Now I'm gonna set this down to like 4, maybe 5. And then this is, like I said, down here, no brake, no gas, my foot is free floating, and it's just doing what it needs to do. Tell me that's not cool. And all you got to do is focus on your steering. You don't want to hit any big boulders and stuff like that, which I'm not going to. Oop. We got a car coming. So let's get over here. Oh, they're merging for me. So we're going to head back down here. It's like a 1-lane driveway that we're dealing with here, and she's backing up for me, but actually going up the hill has the right of way, so it was very kind of her. Now as I saw that car, I did hit the brakes. It went all the way down to like 1 mile per hour, and then when I let off the brake, it was trying to stay at 1 mile per hour, so I had to hit the up, up, up on the button here so that I could get it to go faster. It doesn't like cancel it out until you hit the button here. So it's pretty neat. I'm gonna depress the button that cancels the trail control, which is the same button you use to turn it on. So if you just hit it, and then trail control off illuminates, and now we can just drive like normal. So what do you guys think? It's a pretty cool feature. Doesn't matter how steep the grade is, it just lets you focus on steering. If you're navigating trails that have some big rocks and such, and you don't want to worry about brake gas, you can set this cruise control, you know, which essentially is just low speed cruise control, and it lets you do what you need to do. For the last section here, it's a question I wondered myself before I tried it. Some of you might wonder, if you use the trail control, does it work going uphill? Some people might assume that it's only for downhill, which I actually did think that, but it does work uphill as well. So we're going back up the same road we came down. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. And then on top of it, we're gonna switch our goat mode here. We're gonna go goat mode, dial to the right, sport, slippery, mud and ruts. And when we do that, check out our screen. It changes. We get a whole different graphic. It shows us like off-road. Isn't that awesome? And then the camera, the front-facing camera, illuminates and stays illuminated while you're driving. And our 4-wheel drive lock button illuminates. It tells us that we are locked in. It did that automatically. So when you pick your different modes, so for instance, if I switch it over to sand, what does sand do? 4-wheel drive, lock, front camera, and I think it allows you to have more power. And we got rock crawl. Rock crawl, I believe, limits what you can do. And your 4-wheel drive and your locker, the electronic locker, are both illuminated. So we don't need all that for this. So we're gonna go ahead and switch it over to mud and ruts, and we'll leave it there. And then we'll hit our trail control button, and then we'll set our speed to like 7. I'm on the brake. Let's go 8 actually. On the brake, and then I'll let off the brake. And here we go. We are traveling. I got the GoPro running on the driver's side of the car. Now, if you come up upon a rock or something that you got to traverse there, then That's going to give you that view so you don't scrape the front of your car. And otherwise, we're just trekking along. And then the other thing I did is I turned the gimbal off on the camera. So this time, as we hit these bumps and stuff, you can see how shaky the footage is on purpose. That way, you can get a better feel for what it's like climbing this road. It is just like a gravelly road, but it's got a couple big uphill sections. So we got a nice little rocky part for the right front tire there. Little bumpy. Not too shabby. It's just like an aggressive driveway is what we're working with here, but I think it does just well enough to give you a good video overall of how to use these. Now, the biggest feeling you need to, get from this video is that the ease of driving with just the steering. Remember, I'm not touching the brake or the gas at all. That's the whole point of using this system. If you're actually doing some moderate to heavy off-roading in this vehicle, then that's one less thing you have to worry about, and then remember too, on the way down I showed you, if you actually have to brake because you have a big obstacle, it'll lower that cruise control number to match your braking. So once you let off the brake, you're gonna have to physically hit your set button back up to the speed you want to resume going. So pretty neat. We'll just kind of give you a good view of the camera here as we're driving up. To everybody watching these Bronco Sports videos, comment below, are you guys like in the market for one? Are you just interested in it because it's a new model? It's only been out for like a year or so. Let me know. I want to know what you guys are thinking. Are you Bronco Sport owners yourselves? Now we're coming up to the steepest part here. It might be hard to tell on camera, but I'll try to hold it straight as it accelerates. You can see the intelligent four-wheel drive system showing a little bit of power to all four wheels with the four-wheel drive locked in. Speed control on the trail control function is set at 8 miles per hour. We're going 7, and we'll have some cool outside the cabin footage for you to stick in here as well. So I don't like how slow I'm going, so I'm gonna go up, 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 and now I set it to 11. Gives me a little more boosty speed to get up this hill. And hopefully you're getting a good vibe as to how bumpy this road actually is. Like I said, it's not the worst thing ever, but it's the first decent area I've had the opportunity to film something like this in. This is my wife's daily driver, so it's hard to get this thing to where I actually want to take it. If I had the nerve, I would trade my truck in and get another one of these or a full-size Bronco and actually take it off-road and do some really cool things, but we shall see. If you motivate me in the comments section, maybe that'll help sway me. Maybe I can talk my wife into allowing me. Alright, let's go over this rock. Kaboop, kaboop. Another thing to note too is the suspension. Now, I don't know exactly what kind of suspension this vehicle uses. I know some truck companies and such, when you get certain packages, they use some like name brand third-party shocks or struts and stuff, for suspension components. Like Bilstein or Fox, stuff like that. Now, I believe the suspension components in this vehicle are just regular old Ford components. As you traverse these small bumps and stuff, you do feel it. It bumps you around in the cabin, which gives you stiff suspension vibes, which is what you want while you're off-roading. You don't want it to be all the body swaying around like a Lincoln, or Cadillac. You want it to be stiff, and this definitely feels stiff. So that's one thing to note that I feel that this is doing a good job at. Check out the mud on the tires. See, we got her dirty a little bit. Check it out. Yep. See, these Pirelli Scorpions, which are not the aggressive off-road tires that you can get optioned with it, did just fine climbing up this driveway, off-road driveway if you will. The Bronco Sport did awesome. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. We went over some four-wheel drive, goat mode action, and some cool footage of me driving and a little bit of off-roady type action. So with that being said, I got more Bronco Sport videos. You can check them out on my playlist, and we'll see you on the next one. I'm Mooch. This is Mooch Life. Peace out.